I boxed here once again with Parashat Hashavua, the Torah portion of the week. This week we are in Parashat Vayechi, the last Torah portion in the book of Genesis. So next week, the Torah portion would be the first in Exodus, which would be Shemot. Anyway, Genesis chapter 47:28 through chapter 50:26. We begin in this Torah portion with Jacob's last days. He lived in Egypt for 17 years, and the years of his life in total were 147. And when he is coming up to the end of his life, he calls his sons in and he says, please do not bury me in Egypt. When I am laid to rest with my ancestors, carry me out of Egypt and bury me in their burial place. And Joseph swears to do as he says. Joseph then takes his two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, to Jacob, and Jacob basically gives them, the two of them, the blessing that he would give to Joseph, sort of adopting them as his sons, even though they are his grandsons. So we have the blessing of Jacob's deathbed blessing. Jacob then instructs Joseph and the rest of his brothers how they are to bury him, how the funeral is supposed to go, and what they're supposed to do. Joseph in chapter 50 and his brothers take Jacob back to the land of Egypt, and they reconcile and they bury their father together. And what I want to do is I want to talk for a minute or two about the burial. Joseph mourns for his father as he should in the land of Egypt, and when his mourning is finished, he and his brothers take his father's bones to lay him to rest in the land of Canaan, and the parsha ends with the following story. Joseph then returned to Egypt, he and his brothers, and all who had gone with him to bury his father. Joseph's brothers, seeing that their father was dead, now said to him, "Perhaps Joseph still bears us anger and intends to repay us for all the harm that was inflicted upon him." So they brought a charge to Joseph, saying, "Your father left this charge before his death, saying, 'Forgive the transgressions of your brothers and their sin, though they inflicted upon you.'" Joseph wept as he heard this from his brothers, and he said to them, "Have no fear, for am I the place of God? Though you intended me harm, God intended it for good, in order to accomplish what is now the case, to keep alive a numerous people. Now, therefore, have no fear. I will provide for you and your little ones." Thus did he comfort them and speak straight to their hearts. Joseph continues in Egypt and his family's households, and Joseph lives to 110 years. Joseph saw Ephraim's grandchildren, the children of Machir, too. Manasseh's son, were born on Joseph's knees. Joseph then said to his kin as he was dying, "I am dying, but God will surely take care of you and bring you up out of this land to the land God promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Joseph said to his children, "God will surely take care of you. Bring my bones up from this place." Joseph died at 110 years. They embalmed him, and he was put into a coffin in Egypt. And that is how the book of Genesis ends. Now, Joseph dies. The people are fruitful. They have a great amount of success, which leads us to the next week's Torah portion, in which, like that, the people of Israel and the people of Jacob and Joseph and all his contributions are forgotten. We get to the end of a book of Torah and we say, "Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek." May we go from strength to greater strength. Shabbat shalom.